So now it is time for the 6th happy ending of the Gay Gods of Gaming podcast. And this week, we're going to talk about our favourite gaming villains.
Yeah, speaking of which, I thought you said the Sith
No, 6th.
happy ending.
The 6th happy ending. A Sith happy ending sounds like it might be a little painful.
Well, you know, us Americans say the 6th. You said the 6th. It's weird. That's okay.
Because I speak properly, it's weird.
We won't make fun of you for it.
What would a happy ending feel like with those lightning fingers?
But some people are into that sort of thing.
Yeah, that might be actually quite
And
good.
especially the choking that Vader could pull
Ooh,
off. Yeah, right?
Now, suddenly you're converting me.
Yeah.
So
See?
we want to talk about those characters which make you love to hate them. A good video game villain is one of the most important aspects of any video game plot.
It's the primary motivator. It's
Exactly.
gotta be good. Otherwise, why the hell are you leveling up these weird spiky-haired kids?
And yet so many of them are extremely uninteresting and stupid.
It's true. Disappointing.
So what is your favourite video game
Oh, we're starting
villain?
with me? Alright. I actually thought about this quite a bit because the people that came to mind, I kind of had to rule out because I don't really think that they're villains so much as they are antagonists. You know, like Delita from Final Fantasy Tactics is absolutely not a villain, but he's a great antagonist. Wilhelm from Xenosaga, also not really a villain, more of an antagonist. So those were, sort of my go-tos I had to sort of rule out. Just trying to run down a list of games that I really liked, and I settled upon Kuja from Final Fantasy IX. I thought he was a fantastic villain.
Now you're going to have to remind me who Kuja is, because although I played some of Final Fantasy IX, that kiddie art style really got to me. I just want to alienate my audience right now.
It's just you couldn't handle the extreme quality
I
after
couldn't
getting
do-
inured to that
Final Fantasy VIII was so good, and then Final Fantasy IX, it was like...
that boring mediocrity of 7 and 8. 8 wasn't mediocre, it was just schizophrenic because they had different writers for each disc, literally. Like that's the thing that happened.
Is that why it was so amazing?
And that's schizophrenic, yeah. Didn't connect.
So tell me about this villain.
Okay, yeah. So
Veering wildly off topic now.
off topic.
Actually, the podcast looks a lot better if we just... There we go.
We've just lost at least 3/4 of our viewers when you did that.
Ooh, you're heading the right way for spanking.
Oh dear! If only your dreams would come true. So Kuja, aside from the marvelous character design of a man with flowing white hair and a bikini, he had a really good actual development of character. He started off as your generic enigmatic puppet master, pulling the strings of the people who were the red herring bad guys. But then he actually developed into a real person. I don't want to really... I guess the spoiler moratorium is over for Final Fantasy IX. He winds up having a very intimate relationship with the main character, and not in the way that you're thinking, James. In as much as that they're both artificial life forms, and they're struggling with, existential questions about their reality, and he finds out that he was never meant to survive. And so he sort of has a little bit of a breakdown, but you can kind of understand where he's coming from because he's been manipulated, and you see this manipulation, and it's mirrored in what your character went through. So you have some sympathy for him.
So what you like about it is that you can understand their motives?
Yeah,
and
exactly. It's compelling, it's understandable, and it's tragic, rather than just like, hurt-a-der, I'm going to bring down a meteor on the Earth because my weird mother figure said so.
That's a topic for another episode.
I'm right.
You're not gonna make me unlove Sephiroth. So
We'll see.
my favourite video game villain is a perfect polar opposite to that,
Okay.
because it is a person who embodies evil incarnate, and there is just no way of understanding why they are like they are. It's Vaas from Far Cry 3.
A Joker-type character.
Absolutely.
Yes.
If you have never played Far Cry 3, Vaas is probably the scariest video game character I have ever encountered. He is this guy who heads the the rebel forces, the militia on the island that you mistakenly skydive onto at the beginning of the game. He kidnaps you and your brother and your friends, including your girlfriend and everything. And the first moments of Far Cry 3 are this extraordinarily tense attempt to escape this camp where you've been captured
So this is Heart of Darkness Redux.
It is exactly. In
Yeah.
fact, it draws explicitly on the Heart
Okay.
of Darkness narrative
Okay.
all the way through.
So Captain What's-His-Face.
And Captain What's-His-Face. And this character,
I don't remember.
Vas, is sadistic, quite possibly insane, and he is willing to torture, kill, and mutilate people just for his own pleasure and to increase his power base.
So Captain
And
What's-His-Face.
I have never encountered in a video game before a stronger sense of wanting to find and kill this motherfucker. I hate him. Like, he is so evil, and he does such terrible things to people you care about throughout the course of the game that there is a really strong motive desire to really end him. And that is interesting because it plays into your player character's narrative, which is this slow descent into bloodlust and violence. As you realize, you just kill hundreds of people throughout the course of the game.
Journey into the Heart of Darkness.
Right, and the game problematizes that journey. And as well as being just a fantastic first-person shooter and stealth game, it is a brilliant investigation of the addictive nature of violence. And this Vas character, you can easily see your player character becoming Vas. And at the end of the game, you sort of have the opportunity to become Vas if you choose that sort of outcome and sort of take up his place. And it is extraordinarily powerful how terrifying and horrific and yet attractive they make that character. And, well, he has a certain sort of animalistic sexual
dear.
quality, but he is more kind of magnetic in his complete
And
nihilism.
his insanity.
Right, and there
Wouldn't it
is
just
something
be so
extremely
easy if you
scary.
didn't care about anything?
Right, exactly. If you just did what you wanted to do for your own gratification. And I think that creation is one of the best video game characters of all time, and definitely the best video game villain that I can think of.
Well, I was won over. That's a pretty solid argument for me.
Have you played the game?
I haven't played the game.
Well, you know what? If you haven't played Final Fantasy IX, it is actually significantly better than I make out in my sparring with Corey here.
It's great. It's
And if
one
you
of-
haven't
I think
played
it's one of the
Far Cry
best
3,
numbered ones.
If you haven't played Far Cry 3, get
Yeah.
on it right away, because it is an amazing experience. Even the first 15 minutes or so will bring up heights of excitement and tension in you that the few games struggle to match in their entire span. So we are the Gay Gods of Gaming. That
As
has
always.
been our dark, rich, mysterious, evil, happy ending for the week. And we hope you'll join it. We hope you will join us and tune in next week when we discuss a whole bunch of other queer gaming and religion-related topics.
And James will be able to speak properly.
Maybe,
We'll see.
but no promise.
Proximity to me makes it difficult.
Yes, it's all the drool that kind of
Builds
fills up my mouth. I can
Builds
hardly
up.
speak properly.
Salivary glands in overdrive.
Let's just stop this video before it goes any further, right?